Good morning. Welcome to A1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Friday I don't know why I'm looking at my watch to see the day. It was the kid's birthday yesterday, so I should know it's the 18th.
And we tried to take him out for dinner, and you guys realized there were all those power outages.
Best laid plans.
Made a reservation, everything, and then they called to tell me that there was no power. We couldn't
And then
come,
everywhere that still had power had like a 2-hour wait.
except the place we went, which we were almost sad about.
I thought the food was fine. It was good. Ambiance. We went to a place that's like an old standby for us, but we hadn't eaten there in the last year, and it's under new ownership, and it's the ambiance has changed.
Yes.
I don't know how they're still set up for takeout. So
but
anyways,
but it was nice.
It was super fun,
right?
I think the kids had a good time, and
it was low key.
It was a very low key birthday.
So
they're having like a whole birthday weekend.
They are having a birthday weekend.
Like sleepovers and adventures and all kinds of stuff. So
let's just talk
a lot.
We laughed a lot. Let's just talk about upcoming classes. I have a Serger 1 class with some ladies, so I'll see you in a little bit. There is Software 101 next week. You're on session 9.
I know.
Can you believe that? Has that just gone so fast?
I feel like we've heard a lot less about Software 101 this time.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like I just haven't heard as much. Like it was
Smooth? What do you mean?
I mean, I feel like it did go smoother, but B, like we haven't seen as much. Like I haven't seen any ladies coming in to show us what they're doing in software.
That's because they post it. If you're in that class, they post it on their Facebook group.
See, I'm just not paying attention.
Patrick's not paying attention. So yeah, because I go on there every once in a while. I'm like, wow, look at what these ladies have learned. So it's exciting. It's super exciting. On Monday is the Charlene crossbody bag, and that's going to be 1 to 3:30. Make sure you have your patterns, ladies. I'll send you, we'd like to just send out the Zoom information and everything a day or two before the class. We have a stellar embroidery class, and that is going to be next Tuesday. So that's going to be what? Stellar, Meridian, XE1, what?
XJ1.
XJ1. What else? Is that it?
Yeah.
Can they do it with a Destiny?
It's a little different.
Okay. Just those machines that I listed. And there is this is in person.
I think haven't you covered classes like 3 times this week?
No, I don't think I have. There's a Journey embroidery class, and that's going to be next Wednesday afternoon. And that Journey Ariel
6200, 5200 in Unity.
And that's a Zoom class, so you can be anywhere. And then don't forget, there's a Solaris Luminaire Upgrade Class 1. So the Upgrade Class 1, let me grab that sample really quickly. Can we tell them the date of that?
So that is on the 24th, and it is from 1 till 5. Jeannie's kind of running back to grab the sample to kind of show you what that's about. But that's for anybody with Solaris or Luminaire that had purchased Upgrade 1. There are 2 upgrades, so there's Upgrade 1 and Upgrade 2. This is the first class.
This is kind of what you do in the class.
They can't.
And I know, I'm holding it up. So we do the auto split quilt sashing, which, I mean, I absolutely love that feature.
You use that feature all the time.
I use it all the time, so you can finish your borders, and you just put your numbers in and it calculates everything for you. You do the embroidered couching, which is this rose right here, this specialty stitch, which looks like sashiko. So there are that stitch right there. That's done with monopoly thread. And then you use the couching attachments in sewing. So you're going to be doing couching embroidery and couching sewing. And this is going to be, it's right here. This is your couching sewing. So you learn how to use those attachments. It's a really fun class, and I always tell people I would have been really intimidated to try and do some of this stuff on my own. So I was really excited to learn that as a dealer from both Brother and from Baby Lock. And it was nice because I learned a little bit. I learned something different from Brother and something different from Baby Lock. So it was really nice to have the opportunity to learn everything from both of the different
Perspectives.
Yes. So that class is going to be next Thursday. We only do it maybe once a month. And you do need some supplies. You need to mark your panel and you need some yarn. So if you have your own, that's great. If you don't, you need to come pick it up from us before the class.
So the attachments for all the above are either included with the machines or like the couching attachments were included with the upgrade. So if you have a Luminaire Solaris 2, that already included upgrade 1. So
Betty has that.
So Betty has that.
You have all this stuff. And when I send you the supply list, there's a picture of all the stuff that you should have. It's a matter of finding it. I know for me, I found all my stuff and I couldn't find my addendum to see like where to hook it up because I was trying to teach the class. And what I was excited about is that was all in my PDF manual. I to this day have not found that little addendum manual, but it was in my machine.
So the funny thing is and this is just a side note, we have never had a machine that did not have all of its stuff out of the box. So it happens all the time that we get these calls where people are like, I didn't get that. No, you got it. It was there. Like, we've never seen a machine that didn't have all the items in the box. So,
we threw something away once, but it was there.
We threw something away? What
we
did we
threw
throw
away a hoop once. When the Solaris 2 came out.
Oh, the hoop was in the side.
It was on the side.
You threw one of those away, or somebody threw one of those away?
I think we threw one away once. Yeah, because we didn't know. I don't know how it happened.
I mean, there's a large yellow sheet of paper attached to that piece.
I don't know
says,
if we
"Do
threw
not
it
throw
away
this
or how it happened, but one got thrown away once.
One got left.
But you have all those attachments. Look through your stuff. There'll be a picture in the supply list that shows you what you need.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I have an in-person Aventura sewing class next Friday. And so if you have an Aventura or a 3600, Brother 3600, you could come in and take that class. We added, is that a second Flower Power class up? I checked last night and I don't think it was up still.
Really?
Yeah. So I sent another note. Let me just check. That should be next month.
Like the 9th or something.
It is up.
7th?
So if you wanted to take that Flower Power class on 7/7/21, it's up and you should get signed up for that because
It was like the funnest class.
Michelle said it was the most fun class ever.
So, so Betty just said it just shows that we don't know what they're for, and there's some truth to that. So, for those of you who've bought your machines here, we've got the accessories class. For those of you who didn't buy your machines here, you can pay to do the accessories class. One of the things that I always talk about with that accessories class is the beauty of it is it covers all the stuff that came with the machine, and then most of the stuff that didn't come with the machine. So you actually know what they're for, and you know how to use them. You know what they look like. It's amazing to me how many times people comment to us, I didn't know what that was for, or I didn't think I had that because I didn't know what it looked like, or something like that. But that, it's funny because we're talking about the upgrade class, but the upgrade classes and the accessory classes are probably our two most oft commented with positive feedback from folks that came from other dealers or other stores, meaning, the curriculum not offered at most stores and kind of key to both the operation of your current or upgraded machines and accessories. So we have a ton of folks that didn't buy their machines here that take those classes, and the feedback is normally phenomenal. It kind of fills in a lot of the blanks for folks on that kind of stuff.
The next accessory class, let's see.
We've got a lot going on today, so I'm gonna kind of get out of the way because we've got a special guest. Do you need me for anything?
I don't even have an accessory class up, so let me make a note, and I will add an accessory class, and we'll talk about it in the next feed.
This is one last reminder that our holiday plans, will be open through the 2nd of July. I'll be posting this on the door today. It'll be updated on, our and various websites as well. But we are going to remain open for normal hours through Friday the 2nd of July. We're going to close for the holiday weekend and not reopen until Thursday. And a long conversation with our shop guys, who, we couldn't do it without the shop guys. Max, who's been with us for just over a year, is actually leaving.
Met him yesterday. He came in and I called him Jazz. I just don't know. I was
called him Jazz?
And he goes, Jazz.
She called him by our neighbor's dog's name.
Yeah, he came into the room and I was like, oh, here's Jazz. There's Jazz. And he's like, who's Jazz? And I couldn't lie. I go,
he's my neighbor's dog.
Yeah, but you know what? He shouldn't feel bad because I call my kids by the dog's name. I even call my kids by the dead dog's name.
Sometimes I call the dog all the names.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like Haiku, Kai, Violet, Momo.
Yeah.
I've never called my kids
I know,
Momo.
And you ladies always tell me
Haiku.
how you do it too.
So anyways, Max is
AKA
departing.
Jazzy Max.
At the end of the month, which, he's picked a good time to do it, and he's moving on to bigger and better things, going to trade school. And so we're going to give the guys a couple of days off. But the guys put out over 3,000 machines last year. Absolutely crazy.
They have a lot of experience.
What they can do. And they've gotten very, 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 very good. But everybody's been a little burned out. So we're all looking forward to a little time off. After what was a pretty crazy year. So just keep that in mind. Close the 3rd through the 7th for some regrouping and spiritual and mental refreshment.
Yeah. I fell asleep the other day sitting up.
You should tell him what you asked for him.
I was so tired. And so
she was sleep talking.
I fell asleep sitting up. I was like, oh. And so I told Patrick, I go.
She told me to get her toothbrush, and I was like, I'm not going to get your toothbrush unless you get up. And she's like, why? And I go, well, because you're going to have to spit. She goes, bring me a cup.
I told her.
And then she didn't remember it the next day.
I was like, bring me my toothbrush. I just told him, bring me a toothbrush and a cup. So I didn't have to get up so I could brush my teeth. I remember.
And then I took her glasses off
at
like 11 o'clock.
And you know what he said? He said he wasn't going to do it. He goes, I'm not going to do it.
That's gross.
He wouldn't bring me. I didn't brush my teeth that night. And I fell asleep sitting up, and I felt Patrick take my glasses off. I don't think I've ever done that.
So, anyways.
Okay.
That's my life.
He's so lucky. We were laughing. He was telling me at dinner with the kids, and we were laughing so hard. I provide a lot of comic relief for the family. She is the comic
relief for the family. Have a great day.
So we have a very special guest today, and Michelle Burrick. I'm saying that right?
Yep.
Because I call her Michelle because her name is, she told me like burrito.
Yes.
I call her Michelle Burrito.
Well, I said it spelled like burrito without the O. And
Yes.
then she just calls me Michelle Burrito.
Yeah.
Especially she has another Michelle here, so that's easy to distinguish.
So this is, and some of you know Michelle, some of you may not, but Michelle is You know, a lot of times you'll ask for quilters, and she's one of the names that we'll give out. She's just an amazing, I'd call her like an artist. You want to tell them a little bit about yourself and how long you've been sewing and quilting and...
Well, I started sewing when I was like 7 or 8 years old. So I've been sewing for a very long time. And then I did garment sewing, and when my son was born, 40 some years ago, I made his clothing and stuff. So yeah, I did a lot of that, and then I got sick of garment sewing. And I started quilting about 30 years ago.
Wow, yeah.
And then
A
on
lot's
and
changed
off.
in 30 years.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
So I kind of learned myself then. I wanted to do it, and I made a ton of mistakes and stuff. And I still have those things that I sewed because I love them. And I love looking back on them and seeing where I've come. But about 20 years ago, I got really involved in it. So I kind of jumped in both feet and just started quilting. And I guess I'm like a sponge. I like to learn a lot of stuff. I've taken tons of classes from so many different people. I don't know. I love everything there is about quilting. I've done embroidery, quilting. I'm a long arm quilter. So I do a lot of that stuff.
She does everything, and she's so modest because she's so absolutely incredible. And I've asked her for a couple of years, and I've always kind of been like, oh, maybe you can teach. And then the other day, she was like, okay. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And it's a big deal because she is a busy lady and really in demand. So
on my day off, I'll be doing some teaching.
Yeah.
And I have done teaching before a little bit, so.
Yes. So I wanted to show you the first class that Michelle is going to be doing. I love this pattern, and I showed it to Michelle, and then like the next day, pretty much she came in with it. And I was like, I've been trying to get that done for like a year and a half now, and So Michelle's going to be teaching this. Do you mind holding up this side? This is the Hocus Pocus. I know it's not Halloween, but you got to get those projects started and in the queue because you have a lot of stuff. And look at the quilting. You're not going to be doing the quilting. That's something that Michelle did on her long arm. But Michelle, what level class would you call this?
That's a beginner class. There's a lot of straight line sewing in it, and then we'll also be doing a little bit of the edging right there, some half square triangles in the stars, and it is very, very easy, and it was fun. It came together really
Look how
easy.
gorgeous that is. So this is going to be a 6-hour class.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be on a Saturday. It's up on the, isn't that gorgeous? It's actually this pattern right here. So it was made to be a quilt. And if you want to continue on with it, get it started in the class, and then continue on with it, you could, by all means, make it a quilt. Or you could have
the table runner.
Or you could have the table runner. Or it could be a wall hanging. Or you could put it up above, your doorway or something like that. Isn't this gorgeous? And how much fun would that be? So whether you're a beginner, and we have a lot of beginners.
Yeah, that's totally beginner. Yeah, it will be fun. You will be learning a lot of stuff in that.
What are they going to be learning?
Well, they're going to be learning about half square triangles to make sure you can get your points, matching up your seams. There's not a lot of nesting in there, but there is a little bit of nesting. Yeah,
See,
take the class.
I don't
and
even
we'll
know
have
what nesting is.
A lot more tips.
I can't even give you tips for nesting. Michelle knows things I don't know. So, it is absolutely adorable. So there's going to be a class on that. It's going to be, we're doing 2 classes. Michelle's going to be doing 2 classes. Should we move one of them, or are you okay with those dates?
I didn't really, I'm not really sure yet. I didn't hear you all the way.
The 24th, July 24th is Zoom, and 2 weeks later on August 7th is in person.
And they're Saturdays?
They're both
I can do them.
Yeah. Okay, so what you see on the website is going to be what the class time and date for both of those, and we're trying to do 2 options for you. So we're trying to do one that's going to be in the class. It'll be our first in the class, in the store, in class that we're going to be doing. Sounded like a lot of classes. And then we are going to be doing a Zoom, so wherever you are, you could go ahead and take that class. I wanted to show you some of the other stuff Michelle does because Michelle's also going to be the one that's going to be doing the table toppers with Riley Blake, and you're going to be in such good hands. But some of you have been in the store before, and this is a quilt that we've had hanging here, and this was Michelle. So Michelle did this quilt.
Yep, it was a 12-month quilt, and I made it, I don't even know, I think 4 or 5 years ago with a whole group of ladies, and every month I came up with a different design.
So this
and
is out of
we got
Michelle's
together.
head because I've asked her when we had it in her, because I've had so many people ask. I said, "What pattern is that?"
And yeah, and so this is applique, and it was raw edge fusible, and I did all this, all the edging on my machine.
How many of you would love to take an applique class? You want to learn how to do?
Yeah, we have raw edge. There's freezer paper method. There's, the needle turn under, that's handwork. We don't want to do that. We're going to keep it all machine.
We're gonna keep it all
So,
machine.
yeah.
And then all this free motion quilting. That was Michelle did all of that on just a sit down, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Although Michelle does have a gamma, and it's just so incredible. I mean, but look at how everything is it goes so perfectly with each square. Isn't that amazing? Fantastic. Just beautiful. What else do you have for us, Miss Michelle?
Well, I'll show you the other one. Probably kind of leads into it. This is a quilt as you go quilt, and I also did this one with a group of ladies, and I did this on
So
the
what's-
quilting on this was on my machine, my sit down, just my normal. Well, on my Crescendo and the Destiny, and I have the larger foot that goes on for rulers. So I did ruler work on my
Crescendo?
sit-down.
Oh, so
And my
this was
Destiny.
ruler work on the crescendo.
Yes.
So, and then each square, did you just come up with each square? Was it a pattern?
No, it's not a pattern. I just did it. I like the squares, and these are the ones I picked. So I made this up, and then you do one square at a time. You do all the quilting and everything on it. Then you trim it down, and you put it together after it's done. So this is something that you guys could do. You could make this as big as you want. You could make a king-size quilt it yourself. I mean, the back, you have the little lines on the back because
Isn't
that's
that
how it's
cute?
put together. So that was really super fun too.
What do you think, ladies? Would you like to do a quilt as you go class? And did you say it's all ruler work, or some of
Yeah.
it's ruler work?
It's all
The quilting?
It's mostly all ruler work.
The
yeah.
quilting is all ruler work. I know you ladies have been excited about ruler work.
Yeah, there's some straight line on there. People like straight line too. It looks really pretty. It adds
Like this one here in the center.
Yeah, well that's not straight line. Well, this like over here on this block right here, you can see the straight line how I went around. Like, let's see, I can't see. Like on that and stuff. That's just straight line, and it just adds a nice.
Love
touch.
it.
I like it.
Love it.
So there's
I
that
love
one.
this.
And it has everything. It's got some
And-
paper piecing. It's got applique. It's got
Paper
all that.
piecing. You know
I
I
love
love paper
paper
piecing.
piecing.
I love it. And I mean, how many of you would love to do a quilt as you go? Where you're just working with little squares and then you do
Yep.
the sashing in the middle to put it all together.
Yep, when you're done, you do all your squares. If you're going to make a king size, then you have 12-inch squares that are, you have 12 by 12. That's a ton of squares. I do know that. And but you can do them all together, all separately. All the quilting, you can quilt them the same if you want it to be, look the same everywhere. But I like it all different. But
Yes,
when
but
you
soon
put it
for me.
together is however big you want it. So
I'm
you
gonna
can
show, I'm gonna show
you
you
can make
the
it-
bottom part too.
Yeah, you can make a table runner.
Oh,
you can
look
make
at
a
this spool.
table topper.
Look how cute this spool is.
Yeah, I've got some curved rulers.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Well, that one I just did freehand. But like
How
the
long do
spool,
you
this
think-
one I had curved rulers on this purple
Oh
one.
my god. Yeah. Gorge. Absolutely gorgeous.
And then you can use marking tools on it too, and I could show you that, how you mark it, and then all you have to do is stitch over what you marked on there. The trick is the marking tools. Ooh.
Did you know that the trick was the marking tools? Because I didn't know that.
Yes, and find a good one that makes sure it comes off. Friction is not my favorite.
Uh-oh.
I like friction, and there's a place for friction, but
I'll find
I
out the
want to
better.
make sure. Yeah, I like chalk pencils and stuff.
Oh God, I
better.
love
and
this.
the Mark Begon, the blue ones.
And look
you
at
know.
I mean the back is just
Yeah, it looks
beautiful,
all.
too.
I have a sleeve on here, so if you guys want to put stuff in a show, I can show you how to do
love
sleeves.
it. Love it.
Yeah, it's.
I love it. How many of you would like this as a class? This quilt as you go. I love
I'm gonna be
it.
busy.
She's gonna be busy.
I'll have no days off.
What do you think of like a per like if we did do this as a class? Is it something where they could get a block done in the class?
Oh, absolutely. You probably get 2 or 3 done. They're super easy. They're really
I think we
easy.
should do this.
The applique would be like 1 block, but the other ones that are
with
pieced.
the quilting though, with the quilting.
Oh, yeah. Well, it just depends. It depends on the person.
God, it's so gorgeous. I love it. I love it. Look at, I see some yeses. I
Yeah.
would.
Yeah. I always take my time.
Yes, that would be
because
awesome.
Remember, ladies, it's the journey. It's not getting stuff done as fast as you can,
That's me.
unless you need a baby blanket like next week. But
Yeah.
mostly it's the journey. I just like to enjoy myself. That's why I quilt.
Oh God.
I love quilting. I love everything about it.
And Michelle
everything.
and Michelle definitely she loves teaching too.
I do.
And
I do
she's-
like it.
So okay, what do we have next?
Well, I did. This is machine embroidery. I brought this one. Is that okay?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay. And then I put these blocks together, and I was gonna do a quilt as you go. It's a mylar embroidery.
Aren't those cute? So if you look at the design, it's got a little bit of sparkle in it, and it was just it's not like this was a quilt pattern. It was just the embroidery, and then you created
No, it was just the
everything around
embroidery,
it.
and I like the sewing. See, there's one right there.
How about the quilting all around it?
Well, that's custom quilting.
So,
So what I
custom
did is
quilting,
yeah.
ladies.
See, and I snowballed the blocks, so it makes it look, it's on a different, kind of triangular. And then I thought, well, what am I going to do with this? I got 4 blocks. So I just put a great big wall hanging and I hang it in my shop.
You should do a field trip to Michelle's studio.
Well, I'd be happy to see people.
I mean, it's
I don't know if
amazing. You'll feel so inspired when you go there. And look at her custom quilting. If you have a project, if you have something that you've done and it's sitting there because you haven't done the quilting, and you need edge to edge or you need something custom, I mean, this just gives you an idea of the gorgeous, absolutely beautiful work that Michelle does. Your quilting is
you.
incredible.
Thank you.
Her quilting is incredible.
I have a website. I don't know if you want to give that. But
Yeah.
all my prices and everything are on the website, so you guys.
We'll put some stuff up. So
Okay.
you'll have
Okay,
some
thank you.
idea.
And then also, I've worked with wool.
Who loves wool? I'm a huge fan of Shabby
know,
Fabrics,
I
and they always have wool projects.
Yes.
But I've never even considered it.
So this was all wool. I have like a real thin cardboard in it because I hang this is in my shop also.
Isn't this?
It's all handwork. Even the putting it together and everything was all handwork. The only thing I sewed was the straps on top so I could hang it.
You love
I
it.
love wool. I love wool.
You know what? The
When-
feel.
And when you
The
sew
feel
on
of
it, it's
wool.
like sewing through butter.
Oh.
It's like, ooh. So when I am like just sitting there at home and stuff at nighttime, I can't just sit and watch TV. I have a needle and thread in my hand normally. So
But don't need. But who would be interested?
Yeah, I
Let's
know,
just
that's a
book
whole
all
nother-
her Saturdays.
whole
I'm
nother
just
venue.
kidding.
yeah.
But I just love the idea that you could be doing something like this too.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Okay, and then if you don't like wool,
Stephanie, if you don't like wool,
we have woolly flannel.
oh my God, this is was this handwork or was it embroidery?
It's all on my machine. Even the words I did straight stitch on my machine.
How did you do that?
I just
You're
took
so
It's
fantastic.
the journey. I'm
Okay,
telling
so
ya.
this is woolly flannel.
That's woolly flannel. I did mark the words though, so I marked it and then I stitched over it, and then afterwards it comes off.
And then is this? It's not an embroidery pattern. You just
This
took
was
your.
this was a kit I bought. I think Shabby Fabrics
Yeah.
had those a few years ago, and they had them all through the months, and I think they even have a few left still.
I think they do like these projects.
Yeah.
So
Well, we had
here's the lettering down at the bottom. So this was all done
On my machine.
on the sewing machine. This was not machine embroidery.
No.
Isn't that gorgeous?
And I used white thread because we were on vacation. And of course, who doesn't take their sewing machine with them when they're on vacation?
I try and
Please.
take it, and Patrick's
So
like, leave
I
it.
had it, and I only had white thread, and I'm like, I can't believe we were in Hamilton, New Jersey, Hamilton, Missouri, for anyone who knows what's up there, and that's where I got this. And I was there, and I did not buy any black thread. I'm like, oh,
I
so
love
I
it
have
with the
white
white.
thread. So I thought, well, you know what? It is what
I
it is.
love it with the white.
And I sewed that when we were out there, so I had a little bit.
And
I
I love-
ran out after that, and I'm like,
I love
oh
the
my
message. Kindness matters, right? If everyone would just be a little more kind these days, yeah, kindness matters. But isn't that just beautiful? And that, I mean, how did you do those? Look at the little berries. Look at her applique on the berries. I mean, isn't that just amazing?
I lowered my stitch width and my stitch length. a little
Diane
bit.
said back porch designs.
Yep. And they
You
have
know
them
it,
like for every
Diane.
month or something. Yeah, so I did that a few years ago. And then I brought this one because you wanted to. This is
Okay, I saw this and I was like, oh my God, it's gorgeous. And it's something where the quilting takes your project just to a new level, where you add that in. And so she had this at the store. Look at how gorgeous this is. And I don't know if you're going to be able to, maybe we could, here, ready? Let's move it up a little bit so they
Okay.
can see. Isn't that just absolutely beautiful? And then look at the quilting in this.
And it
I
was
love
all
the,
ruler work. I did this on my long arm, and it was all ruler work.
I just love this. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous.
And the binding, I used all the
Oh, look at the binding.
pieces of the colors in the quilt for the binding.
So I've done a scrappy binding, but never one that looks as good as this. Isn't that just absolutely beautiful? Just gorgeous. I just love it. Here, let's show.
Oops.
It's too big for me to hold it up and show you the
Yeah, it's kinda
entire
big.
thing. But wish I were Mr. Spock and could melt your. Yeah, I know. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't it be great to just put a big like tube into Michelle's head and then your head and then?
Well, if you take the classes, I
Yeah.
would be so happy to share everything I know.
So,
Everything I know. I will
I've-
have tips in the classes for stuff that I always tell people tips, and they're like, wow, I didn't know that.
Yes. I mean, just little tips help
little
me
stuff.
all the time to have a better end product. And I know we always say it. We go find somebody who has what you want and do what they did to get what they got. So if you want to have gorgeous quilts like Michelle, well, you found somebody. So it's very exciting for us because she's just amazing. I just walked into her studio and looked around and was like, wow. It was just so impressive. And so we're so excited. So we're so excited to have Michelle joining us. This, again, is going to be the first project that she's going to be doing with us. It's on the calendar. We do have limited space. We're going to limit the space here in the store. And, it'll be her first Zoom class, so we're not making it a huge class. And it's going to be an all-day class, so a 10 to 4 o'clock class. And, if you know how to do this, join us anyways, because I know people sometimes sign up for classes just so they can get a project done, right? Sit down, do everything. And then when you're ready to quilt it, you can maybe get in Michelle's queue.
Yeah.
Or you could maybe get some hints for doing the project yourself. Does anyone have any questions for Miss Michelle? If you have any questions, wish I were. If you don't have any questions, I'll let you put some questions in as we're sitting here. But I did want to let you know what our giveaway was. Number one, we're going to be giving away this pattern. So, and it is so much fun. I'm ordering the fabric, so when you sign up for the class, there'll be an option to get a layer cake, and there'll be an option to get a fat quarter packet with Moda. This is a Moda line. It's called All Hallows Eve, and they have it's renamed this year because it's going to be a little bit different than what they had last year, but I'll get that up on the site too. So this is going to be our giveaway, and then I have another little giveaway. Could you post her classes? I think they're on the site. If you go onto the site and just look up Hocus Pocus. Oh, let me put it on here. Let me put the link in. How about I do that? Oh, I'm so bad at this stuff. So, A1.
Well, it'll be up
Nope.
to 5. 'cause
That
it's
was
a
wrong.
So let me
A1
have Patrick.
vacuum and sewing.net.
You have the Westerly rulers, right? What? The Westerly
And
rulers.
classes, calendar, and I'm getting it right now. Oh! Oh wait, it's not up there. Yeah. I just sent. I think you can sign up if you. Let me see if you can sign up this way. Focus. Let me see if this will let you sign up. Copy. And how do I get back? Is this it? Is this it? Oh, here. Copy. Oh, shoot. Okay, ladies. I will do it in a little bit. I'm like on Patrick's Apple, and I am not Apple smart. So, let me go ahead and I'll put that in the feed. But, I'll put that up there, and it should be up there sometime today. And Facebook. And then, the question of the day. So, the question of the day is, oh, I have it. It is something that, what have you learned from either Technique Tuesday, an event, a class, the live feed, something that you've learned from A1? What's your favorite thing that you have learned? And Roxanne loves that pattern. Let me see if I missed any questions. Can you post her class? Will classes be available anytime? It's not. It's going to be from 10 to 4 on those 2 Saturdays, and I will post that link. I'll add it into the Facebook. And, giving away a cute little pair of socks to keep you warm in this 104-degree weather. But who doesn't love stuff from the Featherweight shop? They make such cute stuff. So we'll have 2 giveaways. We're looking for 2 answers. What have you learned? We always like to just figure out I learned how to paper piece. Whatever you've learned, your favorite thing that you've learned from A1 that's made the biggest difference in your sewing. That's the question that we're asking. Thank you so much, Michelle, for being here.
Thank you.
We're so excited
Thank
for her
you.
to join the team, and you guys can see what a great addition she's going to be with a wealth of knowledge.
I'm excited too. I can't wait to meet some people too. I
We-
love sharing.
We've got a great group of ladies out there too. So have a great day. It's Friday, so we won't see you again until Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Be creative. Make something incredible. I'll throw in the link to the class, and we will see you later. Bye, guys. And